Hey, this is Dan with Guardian Mold Prevent, and I wanted to take a look with you at some footage from a home located in Glenview, Illinois. We actually used this footage in a previous video to show what happens when you use an unqualified contractor to do mold remediation in a basement. And as you can see here, a contractor came in. Mold was not his specialty, but he promised these homeowners that he could take care of their mold problem. As I look at this, I see a lot of problems with this basement in terms of what has been done. But nonetheless, some water got in here. It sat for a little while, and the homeowners eventually did get that water out. But when they called the guy who does their painting and their drywall for them normally, he promised them that he knew what he was doing when he's taking care of this mold. And unfortunately, he tackled this project and actually, in my opinion, made things far worse than they originally were. You can see that he tried to use a white coating. He ripped some drywall out in some areas. He left some insulation in. So we were, in fact, called in behind them to tackle this project. And when we look at a mold remediation project, the first thing we do is we try to classify the types of materials that are present. So we break it down into porous materials, your drywall, trim, insulation, pressed fiberboard, anything that's porous. And then you have semi-porous materials, which would normally be your wood framing members, and your non-porous materials like the concrete foundation, walls, and floors, especially in a basement. Now, once we've got these things classified, we then put together a scope of work. First, we set up containment, so we seal off the work area from the rest of the living space to keep that area from contaminating or cross-contaminating. Then we put in air machines, which is a machine that will run all the air through HEPA filtration. If we can, we set up negative air pressure, so we're only drawing air into the space and not allowing it to escape. We then remove and discard all of the porous materials, and once we're down to the semi-porous and the non-porous materials, we treat them with a biocide, we scrub them down, and then we put on an acrylic-based mold-resistant coating. So when we look now at the project, and this is the very same basement we looked at before, you can see that all of the porous material in this basement, so the drywall, the trim, the insulation, have been completely removed. There's no longer any moldy materials that are left behind. We didn't just cut them up unevenly. We didn't tear it out. We didn't leave the insulation with the paper backing in the walls. No, we pull all the materials out that are porous, and we make sure that we've addressed all of the areas in the basement that are affected. Once all of the porous material has been removed, then we scrub everything down with a biocide. Again, a product that's used to kill mold on contact. We physically scrub those surfaces to prep them for our mold-resistant coating. And then we don't do what Joe Handyman normally does, which is spray a paint primer on. We actually use an acrylic-based mold-resistant coating. Comes with a warranty from the manufacturer, and we run all the air through HEPA filtration for a day or two post-remediation.